record it, but it's a class I already did before, so it's fine.
Okay.
So basically, this book I wrote, Baruch Hashem, and it's after 36 years of being a therapist, almost. And for many, many, many years, in the beginning of being a therapist, first of all, when I went to master's degree, and I got a double master's and a double bachelor's, zero helped me.
Wow.
And in fact, made me worse.
Wow.
Because the teachings were really opposite the Torah at the time.
Wow.
Now a little bit they're getting ahead of the time, but most of the teaching was like, for instance, if you have a dysfunctional child, it's like you're dysfunctional. Aesop came from, Ishmael came from Tzaddikim. So like the things I learned started messing with me. You know what I mean? It like was an inner crazy bombardment of attacking and even though I did do a lot of brain training, but like I feel like dog food is for dogs, and just brain training is for goyim. But like Jews need what I call CBTT, cognitive behavioral Torah, techniques, tools, therapy, because without the ingredient of like what makes your neshama like be able to breathe, your Yetzer Hara, your ego is just so strong. No philosophy, no technique out there. I remember one time when I was with learning in 770, and the Alter Rebbe actually said that if you don't cure the problem from the source, it's going to seep out in some way or another.
Right.
So you might go to 12-step program and you might lose a lot of weight, but then all of a sudden you become an alcoholic or a shoplifter because that water element, the element of the source of the problem, is really the source of your kedusha. So Hashem gave us fire, water, air, and earth. We're made up of it. Everything is made up of it.
Right.
And these four, and you might know this, you've studied Tanya, you're a rabbi, but it's a different little twist on how to use it as therapy. So there's the fire. If someone's born like Yitzchak and has a lot of fire, they are like capable of becoming like, have such awe and wonderment of Hashem. But if they're not going to develop and channel it, and they're not going to let their godly soul come out and use it and harness it, then they become anxiety. They have anger management. They have OCD, panic attacks, severe delusions. They're so scared, They have a high faculty of imagination and it runs wild. So if they're born with a water element, they're the addictive personality. In a sense, they're like Avram Avinu, because Avram had chesed. He loved pleasure of helping. Yitzchak was so different. He was in the tent. He didn't have to go out. He studied all day. He had his own way.
Right.
But Avram was a lot of water element. He had a lot of chesed, avat Hashem. So if you don't channel it to love Hashem, you love food, you love alcohol, you love, and you become an addict.
Right.
One of my students almost wanted to, not embarrass me, but prove me wrong in front of the whole class. She goes, nuh-uh, I went to 12-step program, and I know her, she was big, and she did get kol hakavod, it did work. After the class, she goes, I'm telling you, you're wrong. I go, look, you know what I'm saying? This is what the Alter Rebbe said. It's not me, some pop psychologist saying some blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So then I said, I don't know, do you have any other addictions now? She started shoplifting because she was poor. She kept wanting clothes and the desire and pleasure for clothes now instead of food. And she actually had an incident with the police. That bad.
Wow.
I've had so many cases come my way that they went to a homeopath. It helped them for this, but then something else. Or they went to a psychiatrist. It somewhat helped this, but then another.
Why would it work for Goyim, but it would work for them?
Meaning, I've actually done these programs for Goyim. I was in Gedaliah Finster. I worked for his addiction centers for Goyim. It works for them. But I'm saying, us as a Jew, we don't.
But how do we know that it works for them in the long run? Maybe in the short term, you see that they healed and all.
I'm saying.
But in reality, it applies to everybody, right?
I have not done 30-year research on those people that did AA and got. I do hear from people if they don't go to AA, they go back, or if they don't speak to this. So it's not really a freedom to be your own master to
I see.
To your if I had a lot of money, I'd do a lot of research because it's very fascinating to see what happens to people.
Right.
I have my research of 35 years of hearing their stories.
Wow.
Or clients that come to me, oh no, it's okay, I don't need you, I'll go somewhere else for free. I go, no, give me whatever donation, I'm a volunteer, give me your tzedakah. No, I don't want to feel obliged. So they go get free therapy and they go get the 3 days. Oh my gosh. And I said, ended up triggering in them to be even more angry and to be, because, therapy talks and
right.
Oh, you're a victim, oh, you're codependent, and oh, this, and oh, that, oh, yeah. And they came home and they actually broke the rib of their husband. This was a woman.
Right. Wow.
And she was angry and she had a bit of a temper, but the therapy actually caused her to get more enraged and more demanding of her rights as a woman, as a this and a that. So, so if someone has,
so nice people.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. We're having a class if you want to join, or you're just cutting through. It's fine.
I'm looking for my friend.
Okay.
So the earthy element is someone who, again, has amazing imagination, and they have creative genius almost, and they have the ability to be so self-disciplined because they have the earthy slowness in mythology, to be methodical, to think before they speak, to think before they act, because it's a grounding. They're very grounded compared to an air element. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, right.
So, but when they don't channel their earth, then it becomes depression, sadness, slowness in a heavy way. The earth is, and the world is so heavy. I can't move. Or a stubborn thing. Now the air element is someone who is argumentative. Although they have such a power of words, they could be an orator, they can be, chazan, singers, they're the one who has the power of words. But when they don't, then it's used for destructive purposes, like arguing and lashon hara. So all these 4 elements, if not harnessed during davening, where it's the foundation of the day, and not then actually applied while learning Torah, then the Yetzer Hara snatches it, and then the mental and emotional disorders come about. So, fire is, throughout the whole davening, there's so much to be in awe and wonderment of Hashem, right? There's just so much. So, when you really think, wow, he feeds the birds, oh my gosh, he takes care of the widow, wow. That's awe and wonderment. That's the fire.
Right.
So you're using it to have you won't have fear. You don't use it for you have fear. The water element is to take pleasure in your davening. Enjoy it. Don't see it as a burden. Find ways. Put a nigun in the background. Do whatever you can. And bring joy to it, pleasure to it. Take ta'anug. And again, see, the Rebbe Rashab in Kuntrasa Umayan talks about the sparks in the world. And the sparks give the soul pleasure. The sparks of holiness gives and satiates them and just, this is my pleasure. That's the real pleasure. Everything else is a cheap substitute.
Right.
So, the pleasure in davening causes the person not to have to be attracted to the pleasure of the physical things that have sparks. Why is it so hard to control one's diet? Because there's holy sparks in that food.
Right.
And if I don't have enough holy sparks fill me up if you don't eat lunch and breakfast, you're going to eat the dessert there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, whoa, you can eat the whole thing because you're so ravenously hungry
Right.
for the food. So when you're bereft of spiritual sparks, then you are absolutely starving for the sparks in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have no control. And you become an addict.
Right.
Especially people who are empaths. They are in pain.
Mm-hmm.
They feel more what's going wrong in the world. The bimbos of the world can have fun, they're whatever. Deep souls hurt more when they hear the suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to want to numb the pain. They can't handle it. They need some pleasure to escape
Mm-hmm.
from the heartache. So that little pleasure, and by the way, when you eat something, there is a happy chemical
Mm-hmm.
buzzing
Yeah.
in your brain.
Right.
But also when you socialize or when you do chesed, you get happy chemicals.
Right.
So between the happy chemicals and the sparks of Kedusha, you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You're not as needy.
Right.
You're not as in pain. You can handle life. You have more emunah b'tachva. So you don't need things to escape. You don't need the ice cream at the end of the day. You had a hard day. No, you had a beautiful day.
Right.
And now
Exactly.
you want to make it more beautiful and get the pleasure of a little more davening, a little more learning.
Right. Right. I hear you. My biggest problem is the davening.
I have a book, but somehow I didn't bring it.
This book I bought just last night on
Really?
Amazon. Yeah,
So
yeah, I
there's
bought
a
like
prayer-
3 or 4 books.
Wow,
Yeah.
there's a prayer and meditation
Yep,
book.
bought that too.
Oh, you got that too?
Yeah, yeah.
Good. So, and that I'm gonna have I guess I can do it now if you want. Like, if you, it's very good to go in person with this. I mean, I have also a lot of classes. So, we'll finish the 4 elements and then I'll skip to that.
Okay.
So, the idea of the speaking, the person who has like, they really have diarrhea of the mouth. They constantly are arguing. They constantly don't listen to people. They're just they're hello. You say one word, they'll swallow your word up. Won't even let you say a word.
Right.
They're the air element people.
Right.
So the more they use their words and voice in davening, then you harnessed it. The Yetzer Tov has it. The Yetzer Hara can't as much steal it.
Mm-hmm.
So these 4 elements.
I don't know who I am. You just told me. I mean, I understand all of those 4 elements
Right.
present in the person, right? In different proportions. But which the most prevalent proportion I am, I'm not sure.
It could be you rectified a lot in the previous Gilgul, so you don't have a lot to fix.
Uh-huh.
People who have a lot of
Yeah.
have a lot to fix.
Right. Right.
You know? But also
I was told, by the way, that
tzaddikim,
Yeah, yeah.
like, they have a lot of it in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to fix it.
right.
So by the power of your passion to teach Torah, I see you have the air element.
Okay.
Right? But you're using it in a good way.
Okay.
So that's why you don't have maybe so much work to fix it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but these 4 elements represent what we brought to the Beit HaMikdash. When we went to the Beit HaMikdash, we brought either an ox, a goring, angry, anxious ox, which is fire. We either brought a sheep, which was a lustful animal for the water element. We either brought a chirping bird for the air element, the talkative type, or the goat, which is a stubborn, depressed creature. I didn't know this
Earthy.
until I read it in Likutei Torah, and the Alter Rebbe described this. But it was like, wow.
Yeah.
You mean I go into my sitters because I'm going into the Beit HaMikdash. And what did they do in the Beit HaMikdash? They brought an animal. Why? Because the animal represented our nature. This, please God, is my ox.
Right.
I'm fearful, I have anxiety, I can't sleep. Here it is.
Yeah.
I can't get rid of it. It's acknowledging that you need God to fix you and elevate you. So what happened in the Beit HaMikdash? A huge, miraculous lion in the shape of a lion would come down
Right.
and consume the animal. But the time you teach it, the Alter Rebbe actually teaches us that you don't just go once And you don't just get rid of your animal once. Every day you got to get rid of your animal anew. Every day you got to go to the Beit HaMikdash and acknowledge to Hashem, I can't do it without you.
Right.
I need you to help me transform. Not only just consume and eradicate and burn away the negative of the animal soul.
Right.
But help me make this inner avenger, this enemy, into an ally. And so the explanation is that the beginning of the davening, when we say the korbanot, we have this in mind. I need to get rid of this negative so that I can get to the true essence of who this animal soul is, because the godly soul doesn't want to come down here. But the godly soul comes from a lower world called Olam HaTikun. It wants to get this animal soul, make it its partner, so bechol levavecha, 2 hearts now, because it needs the animal soul. The animal soul is wild, passion. The godly soul is a limited kind of rational being compared to the infinite potential of partnership with this wild, crazy energy. So that's why it's willing to come down. And the animal soul comes from the world of Tohu. And the world of Tohu is where the angels come from. And that's why you see in the Damni, it says, and all the angels are oimdim. The animal soul is even higher than an angel. Angels are robotic. Angels have no free choice. And whoop-de-doo that they're so big.
I didn't know that. I thought that animal souls coming from the Olam HaTikun.
No.
Wow.
It's from Olam Tohu. In Likutei Torah, it specifically says that's why we meditate on the angels. Why? I have to meditate on these angels, making me feel like an idiot. Oh, they're so pure, they're so holy, they're so wonderful. Why do I want to face the davening and to make myself look bad and feel bad? That's how I did. I always, when I said it, I was like, I know I want to be an angel, but I can't. I want to be like Sarah Rivka and
Right.
like, well, Tanya teaches there's only a few tzaddikim who has no Yetzer Hara. But honestly, the reason why is because when we force the animal soul to meditate on these angels, it gives it a deja vu. It gives it a memory. Hello? You know, you got kind of like swirled around here in this world. Hello? You're actually from where the angels come from. In fact, they're oimdim. In fact, Hashem Bachar, Hashem chose you, not the angels, to come down here. So the animal soul can be ignited to remember its yichus, and that it's actually greater than, you know. I'm not saying Baal Shem Tov was greater than Rabbi Nachman or the Alter Rebbe, God forbid, but like, it's the Baal Shem Tov, you know. Everything came from the Baal Shem Tov. So these angels owned him. You can move up in the world. You can grow higher and higher. So the idea is that it's organic. You don't have to push the animal soul. You don't have to beg the animal soul. Having it remember. There's teaching. I don't know. I think I made this story up. I'm pretty sure. But the prince got kidnapped by a gang of pirates. And these pirates took him when he was like a baby, almost 2 years old. In the beginning, Tati, father. Eventually he grows up and he thinks he's a pirate. And one day he's about to steal, before he's on his looting on the ship. And the minister actually takes him. That's the birthmark. That's the prince. He didn't care to tell him nothing. He just grabbed him, took him to the king. He wants the booty. I found the king, prince. He sees the courtyard, so familiar. Whoa, I know I've been here. So weird. Then his father comes. My son, my son. He has the memory,
Right.
of this father, but he was separated. He's not a pirate.
Right.
He has I'm a prince. I don't need to act like a pirate.
Right.
So, that's the meditation. In the davening, it's going to be organic. The animal soul will switch tracks. Another meditation Alter Rebbe brings, same Lukatei Torah Parshas Truma. Ki Adam Yakriv Mikem, that was the headline.
Mm-hmm.
And the Alter Rebbe actually says that every creature has an instinct to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a cockroach turn over? Like, why do you want to live?
Yeah.
Die.
Right.
Scrounging for food.
Right.
Who is scared you're going to be stepped on? Forget about it. Be done with it. But it has an instinct to survive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the animal soul is an instinct character also. In it has this instinct to want to survive. So in the Shema Yisrael, when you continuously focus, there's only one God that's going to give you your life, your livelihood, your health, your everything, your life. Only one God. The instinct of the animal soul is ignited, and it too wants to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So again, you're like organically helping it go toward Hashem.
Mm-hmm.
Without these meditations, blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. Good, you got credit. Remember last night? You're doing it. You're bittul. Something good's coming from it.
Right.
But the link of transforming this animal soul is the meditation. And it doesn't mean, I mean, you could do that. I do it in davening. Meaning, I close my eyes, I go to the Beit HaMikdash, I see the pirates, I see, I'm creative, my mind. You see?
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Why not,
Yeah.
But you don't have to. Just
Right.
thinking and contemplating on these topics itself. Meditating on them, not necessarily closing your eyes and doing it, but
I've heard the meditation, and I was doing that for years. When you're stepping in Amida, before the Amida, 3 steps. The first step is to the Israel, into the land of Israel. Second one into the Jerusalem, and third one into the Beis HaMikdash. And when you're stepping back, it's stepping back the same way. It's like
wait, I have to write this down. I love it.
I used it, and it's
I'm doing a
amazing.
book for children. That's another next project.
That's amazing.
Oh my
That's,
gosh.
yeah.
Okay, let me write this down
Yeah,
on the file. I'll show you. You see the file? Kids prayer book.
Oh, beautiful. Wonderful.
And this book I made into books for children. The Yehuda feels great, and Yehuda's feels great, and because I did a boy version and a girl's version, because I added the girl's version body image issues. So I did for boys and for girls.
Okay.
This book.
Very nice.
So now I want to do my prayer book now for children, and I did the Beit HaMikdash book for children.
Yep.
And that's
It's coming in 3 months, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did I say? 3 steps? Oh my gosh, I love this. 3 steps. Oh, let me put it together. I want to do it. I put it in the wrong place. Sorry. I want to put it in the Amida. I know the 3 steps in the back. Do you know that?
What's that?
Also, Shalom B'Mamav on the way back
Right.
is move away for peace. Get out of the way.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Might take you 3 steps. Also, open my mouth. 3 steps. 1 Israel. So 1 is
Stepping into Israel, yeah.
Stepping into Israel. Where did you learn this? Just so if I
One rabbi, so Rabbi Silverberg in Michigan, he's a Rav of Michigan, and his son told me that.
Wow.
Another meditation that I do, I'll let you finish writing.
The big
And then,
one is Holy of Holies. Into the Beit HaMikdash or to the Holy Holies?
Beis HaMikdash.
Okay.
Not everybody's allowed into the
Right,
holies.
right.
Holies.
I love that. Wow.
Another one is Melech Ozer Umashiach Magen. When we're saying during the Amida, we're saying those 4 words.
Okay. Melech.
So Melech is the king, right? And he's far away from us, but he's ruling us.
Wait, Melech. Yeah, is the king. Okay. Far away. Far away.
Ozer is much closer.
Ozer, because he's helping us.
Yeah, exactly. He's helper.
Helping us.
Umashiach
Much closer.
is Mashiach. Money. You can sit with us if you want. Umashiach, that's Mashiach.
Oh wait. Ozer. Ozer.
Yeah. That's a
And then
helper who is
so
closer.
after Ozer is
Mashiach.
Mashiach. Salvation, right?
Yeah.
But so he's helping us in Ozer. What's the difference in Mashiach?
So Mashiach is already schlepping us out from the galut, right? So that's one is helping us to be in the galut, and this one is already schlepping us out. And
out of Galus.
and Umagen, that's a shield.
Right.
That's already so close that he's shielding from anywhere. So it's kind of like somebody who is
Like a shield.
just about to hug you, then protecting you, then hugging you harder, and then just embracing you fully. Something along those lines.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. So the idea is that we have a chance to use these 4 elements in Dhamma.
By the way, those are 4 words. It's also probably a parallel.
Yeah, because I was going to go through and I'll show you a sheet as it shows you here. There it is. Okay. So there's an idea that the fire, is the passion, the on wonderment, the pleasure, and is developing love of Hashem. Yirat Hashem is the fire. The water is the Amat Hashem. And again, the pleasure of being able to speak. I mean, like, again, taking your air element and then the earth, right? And that was the oxygen, bringing it to the Beit HaMikdash. Now, during this journey, when you start the davening, it starts, the foundation of building your day actually starts at night. At night is the beginning of the Jewish day. And at night is when all your Torah mitzvahs, and you say the prayers at night, building the ladder, so that all your Torah mitzvahs can go up to Shemayim. What is it doing up in Shemayim? The Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, planting seeds in your brain and your heart, like a farmer. Next day when you wake up, your soul is waiting here, stationed, as we said yesterday, to come back in. And then the words you say in davening will water those seeds, and then it will blossom. But did you know when you wake up in the morning and Hashem is bringing you down the 4 worlds, not an angel, and you from each world, from the world of Atzilus, then to Bria, then to
Yitzhak.
Yetzirah, and then to Sif. And you're like, no, I don't want to be down here. I want to go back up. So you take the siddur, and through the 4 sections of the davening, you're going back up.
Wow.
So you went back up at night, but you're like, I need a little more. And by going back up, you're watering the seeds of all those dormant seeds. If you don't do that, one or the other, be a farmer, plant seeds, but don't water it. Or just water weeds, you didn't plant seeds.
Right.
So I want to mention from Moderni till Baruch Shamar, you are entering the world of Asiya. You're going up again, right? And here is a chance for you to fix your nefesh. Everything that has to do with action, because the world of Asiya is action. Next place you're going to is from Baruch Shamar till Baruch Hu, you're entering the world of Yetzirah. And Yetzirah is emotion consciousness. So you're going up to fix your, after Nefesh, Ruach. Ruach has to do with emotions. Next, from Baruch Hu to Shema, you're going into the world of Bria. And there is where your neshama, which is the intellectual faculty of your soul, is getting elevated and fixed up. Then, from Shemona Esrei to Amida, you're entering the world of Atzilas, and you're tapping into the chaya of your neshama, which is transcendent, giving you the ability to have such misrus nefesh and self-sacrifice. So now, 4 of your soul parts are getting tapped into, getting fixed, and getting elevated, and then you land back down. And now, you're a different person.
And it's interesting that those 4 parts divided by Gdusha. We say Gdusha every time we're going to the next level.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's according to our result. What you just said, it's according to the result, but it's amazing. Yeah, it's.
Wow,
I
write that down too, so
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Each part is,
separated or divided or yeah.
by Kedusha, by saying Kedusha.
By saying Kedusha, yeah.
I never noticed.
Yeah. Look at this, Karbonos, Kedusha, Hodu. Then later, just before Shema, before Borchu, we say Kedusha again. Right here. And then after the Amida, we also say Kedusha. We don't say between the Shema and Amida, but we say right after Amida. It's probably because there is no interruption, could be in between those 2 parts.
Okay, so 3 of them is before.
Actually, it's supposed to be 4, but I cannot see the 4th one right now. Let me see. So say Mishnah, then Karbonos, then Dusha, then Hodu, then Baruch Shamar, but we didn't say the Kedusha in between. I'll research for sure for you on that. But then before the Shema, we say the Kedusha again, half Kaddish. Kaddish, not Kedusha, Kaddish.
Oh, Kaddish.
Yeah.
Okay,
But it's for sure, it's according to Arizal. Actually, there is such an amazing tool called ChatGPT. I don't use ChatGPT, I use a little bit different version called Perplexity. You can just type in what...
It's Chat CBT?
GPT.
Is that a Jewish one or just...
No, it's the general, but it has...
Get that?
You can go to Chat... No, you don't have to. You can go chatgpt.ai, I think, or openai.ai. I'll send you the links, and so you'll have it. Last night you guys were talking about translating some of the Rabbi Kassin's work into English. It's so easy nowadays. It's unbelievable. It's like you just put the words and yeah. Well, Hebrew sometimes it might miss and yeah.
That's how some of my chunks of my books are from transcribing.
Oh, wonderful.
You know, like I wrote a lot, but then I'm like, oh, missing a little. Then I'll just take classes, and then, yeah, it really helps.
Okay. So let me see. There are separations of morning prayer by Kaddish, which portions and why? It's researching for me right now. Why is it not? It's very weak over here. Sound. Do you want me to bring you the cup of water?
Yeah, no, but it's a good bottle, so I just want to see if I look
Okay, okay, sure. In this room, if it's in this room, it might be on the side. The Alex probably put it on the side. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah. Hi. Я на лекции сейчас. What's up? What's up? Что? Что, Лео? Что? No, не видел. Сейчас на лекции сейчас. Ой. Что надо, позвонить будет и сказать, Лео?
У нас собирается Маня на фьюнерал. Они ничего вообще не оставили.
Где моя минора? Алекс, а где моя минора? Ты не знаешь? Большая такая была.
Туда нас начали относить.
Окей, хорошо. Там они будут стоять, да?
Ну, мы их туда ставим, но мы потом...
Хорошо. So a little break, which is very helpful. I tend to believe like 45 minutes, and then people have to have a little break and then come back and then have something. So it says over here, the Arizal describes a profound system where Kaddish serves as a spiritual elevation between the four worlds during morning prayer. Here's how the prayer sections and Kaddish function. I don't know where you got it from. I thought that you got it from Arizal.
This is from Miriam Yerushalmi's book, Kuntrus Haveda.
Oh, so he took it probably from the Arizal. So
It gives it a break? Okay.
Yeah, so the main sections are Karbonos, words of Asiya. Psuki de Zimra, word of Yitzira. Shema and its blessing, word of Bria.
Right.
And Amida, word of Atzilus,
Right,
like you said.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you want, I can send you this, so you'll see it yourself. If you wouldn't mind?
It needs a break. Why does it need a break? Because it's so holy and it's too overpowering.
Just the divisions, right? Just the divisions between the worlds. What's your phone number? I hope you wouldn't mind.
646, yeah, for sure. 243
646
243
243
08
08
42.
4:2. So I sent you together. It's a link. You can click on the link. You'll see exactly what I'm seeing here, and then you can ask for more questions. They have more related questions. You can just click on them, and you'll see more information there.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to talk about brain training and how science is actually proving like what's going on in davening. Like we learned that time of davening is like.
By the way, did you find the water bottle?
No, I think I left it there. I think I didn't bring it down.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I was going to put in the thing. Happens to match this. It's like gray and white. Very nice design. Very nice to hold.
Okay.
Anyway, so this idea that they did studies. There was a woman by the name of Dr. Sarah Lazar, and she actually took pictures of the brains for 30 years and actually interviewed people. And what she saw was, first of all, the brain became massive more. There was more neurotransmitters, and she just saw that the natural order of the brain, which normally gets smaller as you age, it shrinks. But this group, it defied the natural order.
Oh,
it
wow.
actually became thicker. And she saw also, in between the grooves of the thickness, there was less empty space. So there was more self-communication happening, also from the neurotransmitters that were in the neural pathways, from the brain to the heart. And it was very interesting because I read Rabbi Risham's teachings in the Frierdiker Rebbe's memoirs that said that the Frierdiker Rebbe met with the psychiatrist, Freud, and they had a discussion. You probably know it.
I've heard about it, yeah.
Where Freud was asking, what is Hasidus? And so the Frierdiker Rebbe said that training the heart to listen to the mind. And he laughed. And he goes, no wonder you're not feeling good. You're trying to accomplish something that's impossible. The Frierdiker Rebbe said, no, the brain and the heart has the capacity to create this like a wiring system, so that the information will go from here to here, and so that the heart will be able to know, and the heart will then listen to what the mind knows. You know what she says in her thesis, and I saw the research.
Okay.
That the brain has the capacity to create a wiring system.
Wow.
The exact words. I was like, I read those exact words
Yeah.
in the Frierdiker Rebbe's writing.
Right.
So she interviewed them. Not only do they have no anxieties and depressions and all these kinds of problems compared to the control group, the group she studied was those that prayed, learned, even jigsaw puzzles, learning musical instruments, languages. The group that did not do anything to activate the mind, their mind, got smaller, shrunk, but they had more Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and dementias because they weren't using their mind. So I coined up a terminology, mushy mind syndrome. Just like if you sit on a potato catch your whole life, you're going to become, your muscles are atrophy. So when you exercise the mind by this kind of brain training, I call it the martial arts of the mind, Hasidic brain training. Because again, one thing is good for going, but for us, we're the elite.
Yep.
Our neshama needs more than dog food.
So how do we train?
These meditations that I talk about.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because you're thinking, you're developing ideas of how to, you're meditating, you're using your brain. That's why in Tanya it says that the davening is a time of moichin de gadlus. What is moichin de gadlus? There's moichin de
Decathlons, yeah, right.
That doesn't have emotional resilience, doesn't have intellectual wherewithal.
Right.
And then there's moichin de gadlus, the expansiveness of your mind, to be able to use it so you can think the way you want to think, the way the neshama, not the animal soul, the Yitzhara. Because moach sholet al alev. But if you don't have this kind of brain training, then the heart shall let them out.
Right. Right.
Now it's interesting that the Rebbe in the parsha where Yosef was thrown into the pit, and it says En Bomayim. What is this idea? The pit, En Bomayim. The pit is like the vessel, and there's no water of Torah. And if there's no water in Torah like a shield, then the scorpion and snake come to bite you, the Eitzaharas.
Right.
Another sikha, the Rebbe says, when the Jewish people were going to Eretz Yisrael, you need the protection of the water on both sides. Why couldn't he make a miracle? Like a double miracle.
Right.
Because you need the davening and you need the learning to get to protection so you can go destination. And another place the Rebbe said, when it's a halacha about you building a roof, you need to protect the roof. The roof is your head. If not, if you don't have the Torah to shield you, you're going to fall.
Yep.
Ego, arrogance. And even the Torah can be like a samsam, a perfect drug to make you arrogant. Sam is a poison. Perfect poison. Sneaky and sly and make you feel greater than.
Right.
Pompous. I never forget so many times, but this one time, certain situations I'm with very famous, very holy individuals, very mechubed, very honorable, very high clout. And I happened to be in the car with him and with other people. And I was just about to write the prayer book and talk about his bonus. One rabbi in the car actually could not believe his. Who are you to write such a book?
Wow.
In front of everyone.
Wow.
What kind of response is that?
Wow.
You know how many books this life saved? I went one time to someone, and the person, I said, I'm writing a marriage book. She says, there's so many marriage books out there. Like, you're just beginning in the field. What do you have? Like, who are you to also? Very honorable rabbits. I was like, I called a very famous rabbi. Also, to get maybe a haskam on this book, he started testing me. Again, also with an attitude, you don't know, you can't imagine. But do you know the difference between da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da? You're not ready. But first of all, he didn't even let me answer.
Right.
He was just like showing me, I was a newcomer to the field in a sense.
But look,
these books came out.
Look at the opposite side of it. Rebbe, when somebody would come to the Rebbe saying that he's writing the book or he just wrote the book without not for the Askama and not for anything, but Rebbe would say, first of all, he would say, write another book, but send me a copy, let me read it. And he would read those books and he would never say, it's like, oh, why there is another book needed and all. Never, ever.
The Torah can be a poison and make you arrogant and look down at people.
Yeah.
So, research also does show that these happy chemicals are ignited when we daven, when we learn. There is happy chemicals that are happening. Now, when did this aha moment for me really start happening? And how I got excited about the brain. I was once walking down. I was feeling a bit despondent. I want to be better. This is before really Hasidus in the beginning. And I saw a dog leading a blind man to cross a huge street. I was like, whoa, they trained that dog good. The life of this blind man is like, all of a sudden, guess what? A cat. A big road. I was on the other side. I can't help. The dog might go after the cat. Didn't go. Went across. Did his job. If a brain, a puny dog, can you train to go against its instinct? I have hope.
You reminded me the story about two golfers, two people who played golf. one guy was already very old, and he became blind. But he was a famous PGA golf, winning PGA golf tournaments on the left and the right. And he came to the younger guy who was playing the golf, also getting the PGA tours and all that. And that old guy was saying, let's play a golf. Just one game.
The old guy.
The old guy, blind guy. And the young guy said no. He said, why not? Let's play it for 100,000.
This was when he was blind? He could...
So the old person already was blind, and he approached the younger guy, and he was asking him to play the golf. And the younger guy was saying, I don't want to insult you, I don't want to play with you because you're blind. I don't want to, play with you. He said, I'll bet $100,000. Let's play.
Oh my God.
And he was insisted that they have to play. So the younger guy was saying, okay, cool, let's play it. He said, we'll meet at 8 p.m. in the evening. It's already dark. We're going on the tournament. And the older guy, without the eyesight, was able to win. He trained his brain. Without the eyesight, that's crucial for hear, feel, know the field, know everything.
Powerful brain. But I know research that says that someone lost the ability to move their arm, they train their brains to recircuit the other side of the brain to reach. It normally goes a certain way, and then they were able to activate their brain.
And now they have the equipment that practically, the artificial hands, artificial feet. That is amazing. I wanted to tell you something before telling you that story. We were talking about, you just, you made few epiphanies for me yesterday.
Epiphany?
You made one, or realizations, and you made one realization for me today. I was thinking, why Jews are so successful? Many times I was thinking, well, Jews are very successful because we go to the shul and we talk about something. It's like, oh, I have a car. Oh, I need a car. Okay, I'm selling my car. It's like, okay, I'll buy your car, whatever. Or we strike the deals right at the shuls. But that's not true. Because go to the bars, go to restaurants, they have some events, and they're talking. Then I was thinking, well, maybe because we study Gemara, Talmud, it's very hefty subjects that we have to deal with, and it's very hard to get into it, and it's very structured. Sometimes it's absolutely not structured, very abstract. What's that?
Elon Musk, I heard, went to
Oh, I didn't know that. Very cool.
He feels like the training there is what helped his
But
mind.
that also doesn't suffice the answer. Why? Because in Korea, they study the Talmud.
I think she wants to open the door.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll open up the door.
I looked at her, I thought she was looking.
You want to open up?
Yeah, I didn't know if you were just looking for something or you wanted to come in. So.
Yeah, thank you. You want breakfast?
So I was thinking, maybe because we're studying Talmud. That's also not true. Because in Korea, they have the subject to study the Talmud, and they are not better than Jews. Apparently, you just made the epiphany for me, or realization for me, because when we pray, when we get into this mode, we train our brain differently than anything else.
Right. It's besides the physical brain training, it's a mystical union of Hashem's through Chochmah, Bin, and Das, and ours.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going to a spiritual gas station and like filling up
Right.
beyond what you are gifted with.
That's what I've heard that people felt when they were going to the Rebbe. They felt charged after meeting with the Rebbe, or even seeing the Rebbe, or being in at 770, something along those lines.
So a lot of people are running around to get solutions for their brain, and they don't realize that it's in the Siddur. They
Beautiful.
don't realize it's in the Torah. like, how can you have a full solution? Because if you only have a half.
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
I don't want to disturb.
No, it's fine. Very good. Good to see you.
A half-baked understanding of the problem will give you a half-baked solution.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what's going on right now in these days, like people are not using their brains. They're just
Unfortunately.
on their phones. They're passively listening to things like when the TV first came.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's on steroids. It's all day long.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, that's so true. Self-driving cars, same thing. It's like, I remember 20 years ago going into New York, Manhattan.
You had
That
to use
was,
your brain.
you had to use a lot of your brain. You had to have a map quest, print it out at least, or the map somewhere, somehow. I've been in New York a few weeks ago. It's easy. You just put the GPS and it's there, and you're there. But you're not activating certain elements and all that stuff.
The other thing that's a real problem is self-sabotage. The Yetzer Hara can really harass you, and in davening, because the Yetzer Hara is scared you're winning the war, so it will upgrade its tactics to tumble you down in davening. And a lot of people then feel like, oh, davening's not for me. I don't have a good brain enough to daven.
Right.
It's disrespectful to God. I'm not going to do it. Or they do it and they hate themselves because they've thought of this and they've thought of that. So that's really the secret of their tactics.
Right.
But another thing is people want instant gratification of self-elevation.
Well, you see, that's, I think, my problem with davening is exactly that.
Instant. What is it?
Gratification.
Oh, gratification.
Yeah.
Elevation.
I think that's my problem because I'm a very practical person. I'm a software developer, so I have to develop the software. For developing the software, you have a plan. Over here, there is some kind of plan, but no necessarily. You would not necessarily will see the progress, right? One day it's better, one day it's worse. One day it's better, one day it's worse. How can you measure the davening? Today was better because yesterday you had such an amazing speech and all that stuff, so I was inspired and was paying attention to more words, even paying attention to people blabbing words and all that stuff. It's like, I don't want to do that. But then the after, I might forget. I will forget that, and will be me doing that thing.
So that way you have it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, for sure.
So one of the main points of davening is korbanot, right? And korbanot we did right after Matan Torah. Did you know that? One of the first mitzvahs was a korban shleim. So why? Why that? Wouldn't you think korban toida? Because you just got the Torah. So the reason why is because the Jewish people had an epiphany. They were like, out-of-body experience of high, of holiness. And now they have to come back into the body and live physical life. And now they have to meet their other side, the Yetzer Haras, the animal soul, the failures. So the teaching is that Hashem wanted them to sacrifice being shalem. You're not a tzaddik gamor. You had an epiphany, you had a high, but you're not meant to live on a high and so holy every second. You're gonna have, and you're gonna need the yeridas, the tzorach aliyah. You need to. It's like part of the process of growing. Is you have to fall to know how to get up. It's part of it. You can. That's your mission statement. But the Yetzer Hara dresses up with a stroimel this high and uses war tactics to get you down, that you're not shalem.
Right.
So you have to sacrifice shleimus. You have to be at peace with the process of becoming more shalem. Shalom is peace.
Right.
Shalem. So, in davening, a key component to being able to live in your own skin is developing this korban shleimi. You know, because a lot of people come my way, they all of a sudden have anxiety, they stop davening and learning after they had the baby. The doctors say, you have PPD. I'm like, you don't. You stop davening and learning.
Right.
Get back to davening and learning. They don't have PPD anymore.
Right.
Goyim also, they were going to church, they were praying, they were going to mass, whatever. They stopped, and so they lack this, you know. And then they get so then they get depressed that they're depressed, or they get anxious that they're getting anxious, and it's like this vicious cycle. Just like a baby doesn't go from crawling to running, we got to be at peace with the process so we can breathe through it, do the right things, and not choke ourselves with it.
That's so true. So true.
So, in davening, what's happening is these neural pathways are being built, and the mind has only so much space to put in the front part, and then once it's filled up, then the old stuff becomes obsolete. And what and way you were thinking now is not there. The experience and the trauma is not there anymore. Because the Torah, the Kedusha, is so right there, then you're living by that, and it actually becomes obsolete. It actually, in the back, and then you don't even have as much access to it, because you don't need it anymore. It doesn't serve you. So one of the teachings that I read in Kuntres HaAvodah, where the Rebbe Rashab brings out, and David Stern, he
translated
it. And he actually says that the story of Lech Lecha is our life, and that when God commanded Abraham to leave behind, why would he say leave behind? This, that, it was almost the same thing. Just let's talk about the Holy Land. Let's just go, talk about the Golden Medina that we're going to go to. Focus on that. Why leave all these things behind? So each one represents a big Yetzer Hara that could take these three things and mess us up. We have to be aware of it, that we can't leave it behind. The birthplace is your DNA. You've been born with limited intellect, maybe. You are not as
No, obviously.
Or you were born with a fiery temperament like a baker's oven, and it's your DNA, but you're gonna channel it. So it's in your nature. You've always been angry, but you can channel it. The house of your father is the way you were brought up, the environment, right? Abraham had the hell of a torturous childhood. His father wanted to kill him. The world was against him, taking him and throwing him into pits, into pits. You can leave that behind. You can become Lech Lecha. You can go to the real you. The third is your land. The land comes from Ratzon, which is coming from the will that you created, and you ran toward habits. You created habits because of your trauma, or because you couldn't cope with living in your own skin. You can leave that behind. You can go to the real you. And davening helps us leave everything behind.
Wow.
Because now your godly soul is on fire. Now your godly soul is partnered with the animal soul. It doesn't need to use your trauma to get you. I will tell you 3 stories, you will be blown away, and I have zillions of them. For the 36 years that I've been doing CBTT as my practice. One woman comes to me, her mother says she has severe OCD. She falls to the ground, checks herself.
Wow.
Hours. And depressed, and no. She stopped, seminary, and she went to work. When did this start happening? She went to work. She comes to my office. I said, when did this start happening? I stopped seminary and went to work. Oh, don't tell me, but did you stop davening and learning? Okay.
Wow.
So, but why this attack? And I'll tell you many different stories on why the attack. This woman, when someone passed her, or something touched her, or even it looked like something touched her, she got so scared. She she would drop to the ground and check herself. Why? Listen to this. Her father used to throw things. Her brain and her faculty of imagination is not being used in davening and learning. Now it is free reign to use her trauma and to make associations. Because what's the faculty of imagination? Associating this with this, and it's nothing to do.
Right.
My brain cannot really associate with God. I have to use my imagination a little bit. My faculty of imagination is developed in a good and holy way to think and meditate on Hashem. If I'm not doing that, then my faculty of imagination will make associations between two things that are not connected.
Right.
He just passed me. That doesn't mean someone threw something at me. But her mind went back to the trauma.
Yeah.
Another woman, she was comatose. Her mom had to feed her. She couldn't lift up her hand to feed herself. When did it happen? She had a baby, and everyone thought it was PPD, and they ruled out first medical, nothing medical, it was psychiatric. Every psychiatrist, everything, no medicine helped her. Comatose. Mom has to feed her.
Wow.
Her mom called the organization, my organization that gives free therapy. And I was seeing her. And I asked, and she could speak a little. I could, barely, not even movement in her face. When did it happen? After I had a baby. After you had the baby, did you stop davening with me?
Wow.
How did it start? She had trauma. She dropped the baby. She got so nervous. Her faculty of imagination started going wild that she can't take care of this baby. She can't. It froze her. Her fear and her anxiety was so strong she couldn't move.
Wow.
Not even a few weeks later, she started davening and learning. She got out of 8 years in bed. She started even going to college. Oh, I guess. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
And I don't know. Oh, but it's cold. It's cold. It's cold.
What's with that?
I have no idea.
We get locked out.
Oh my God.
Are you still teaching?
Yeah, I am still teaching. Why not? I'll
Wonderful.
I don't know, where's everybody else?
This is
What are they feeling left? Or is it?
No, every year the same thing happens. They go for the wall.
I hate when they do that. Because I want to do
Tell me.
both.
I know. I told you
Shut
to tell her that.
I think
But
they
she
want,
agrees with
I
me.
think
Okay,
they
next
want
year
people
they'll-
to have
Options. I know.
options, but like, I don't like the options. I want to have it all. So I miss something. If I choose one, I miss the other.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
She agreed with me, but just tell her.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're talking about case studies of people who were, after they either had a baby or they started working, and they stopped davening and learning, and how medically it seemed they were in a disaster. But it wasn't medically. They went everywhere to psychiatrists, medicine, everything, under the sun, homeopath, nothing helping.
Right.
And they came to me, and we were telling the story of this woman who, I have to give a little background, that you when you're not developing your faculty of imagination through davening and learning, then the Yetzer Hara has full action to use a trauma against you. And it looks like it's medical. There's this one woman, I'll go to the third story, maybe I'll say more now, she might be interested. The story was of this woman, she was agoraphobic. She could not leave her house because every smell made her so sick to her stomach and nauseated. She got pregnant, she had severe nausea, and then the pregnancy was over.
And she still had
She's still 10 years, doesn't go to bar mitzvahs, doesn't
Wow.
go to this, doesn't go to the kitchen to cook. She can't stand smells, she can't leave the house.
Did you give us
I
the whole
said,
bag?
when did this happen? I told you, I had a baby, the nausea is, I'm telling you, I had the baby and the nausea caused me forever this nausea. But everyone's telling me there's no medical, there's nothing, it's all in your head. I'm telling you, it's not in my head, I'm very nauseous. I said, how can after you had a baby? I said, did you stop davening and learning after you had a baby? Yeah. When's does that have to do with it? She didn't call me because I'm a Rebbe. She just heard. And heard that I had this kind of, Rabbi Twersky says it's astounding miracles. Like, astounding is miraculous transformation because it's like not to be believed. It's the Torah. It's not me. You know? Yeah. So I said to her, let me see. You start davening learning. Like, did you ever have any incident as a child? Oh, can you close the door?
It's cold.
Whoever did open it, I'm sorry, but if you
I'll
can.
close it.
Yeah, thank you.
Come on in. Close the door, we're cold.
Yeah, very. It's going to be warmer tomorrow, by the way. I did look up in the
Are these your books?
yeah, some of them.
Can I
Yeah.
want to just to see?
Brain training, right?
This is a Mikvah book. This is the narrative. And this is my new book, Tanya.
Can
but
I
it,
take-
it
I outgrew that.
I just have to say something here, but it's an art book too.
I outgrew that too.
Sorry.
So that each concept is
There is something I outgrew.
Yeah.
is
Let me
this
see.
beautiful collection with different.
What is that? Hamilton?
But it has Tanya.
It's always a good idea.
Да. I
That's a
outgrew
very
it.
interesting
Which
mikvah
is
book.
for my
all
young
already outgrew
age.
it.
Oh, I have a whole thing of books. I'll bring it downstairs. But this is my newest book. Is a moon book, and this is the Alpes Tanya
Oh, I
children
love
book.
it. I love it.
Yeah. So we were talking about the
I don't know
story.
if Shimona has it. She does or she
I don't
doesn't?
know.
Yeah, I'll ask her. If not, I will buy it.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, I love that book. I studied Tanya.
Yeah, so this teaches children the words of Tanya, the concept of Tanya, and then more in
Wow.
depth of what the Tanya teaches. This is the
Wow.
So,
Beautiful.
yeah, very amazing
Yeah.
artwork.
How much is that book?
Honestly, I have to look on Amazon.
It's
but
on
they're like,
Amazon.
I just
You can
got,
find it
I
on
buy it
Amazon.
from Amazon. It's $36.
You buy it from Amazon your own books?
Yeah, because in order
Publishing,
to get it's a yeah.
So how do I
Yeah.
buy it?
You can buy it from me. Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
28 on Amazon.
How
I'll
do I
check.
pay?
You can pay now.
This is
like-
so
How do I
nice.
pay it? I have check.
Yeah,
Look at
I'll
the
check.
They printed at the time that.
Wow.
And let's see.
This
I
is
need
so
to-
nice.
Yeah, it's really
Look at
stunning.
this.
Such a great idea.
Huh? She wrote it.
We have
and
some
she,
of your other
and
books.
she hasn't have. She has to buy it from Amazon. Can you
That's
imagine?
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we have the My Best Dress. We have Israel one. Beautiful.
So
Color
I
My
need two
Day.
books
My
of
kids
that.
love
One
them.
more.
Okay.
Oh, you have those books?
Give it to
Some
me.
of
Yeah, I
them
will.
from the
I'll
previous
save it for you.
Shabbatot.
I just want to
Yeah,
show
they're
them
very
at
cool.
the end. No, I have two
Will you
here.
take my credit card?
Yeah,
No,
you
you
can
have.
sell, cash out,
Cash.
PayPal, cash. Okay,
I'm
we'll figure it out.
old-fashioned.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Anyway, so back to the story. So I'm like, what happened? Is there any
Another
trauma?
one.
I will give you. I brought two, but one you'll have, and then one I'll give you at the end of the trip.
I studied.
This is an art book, but it also has Tanya. It's a long
Yeah, I study Tanya every night before I go to sleep, but
Oh,
real
beautiful.
Tanya
Wow.
for adults.
really beautiful.
Wow.
The artwork is stunning.
This is
stunning.
wow. But this, I need
Which-
another one. Give me another
Yeah.
one before you
Yeah, I
start.
don't have it here. It's upstairs.
Oh,
in my, but I will.
okay.
I'm
I
You
need
see?
for my great grandchildren.
No, I collected artists' work.
That's amazing.
350 pages.
Again, I don't have cash and I don't know how to use Zelle or
Venmo.
But
your mother,
credit card,
your daughter has Zelle. We'll figure it out. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah.
credit card, you don't have this special.
No, but don't worry. Your mom.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Okay, yeah, I need
Esther
another
will
one.
take care of it.
Yeah, it's
This is
beyond,
for Shimona.
beyond
Shimona.
stunning, gorgeous work. It's like a walking museum.
Literally. And
Did
like,
you know you want pictures control over your wall, and then like you can't.
Yeah.
And it's the most unique artwork like I've seen in a lifetime. Like my,
How do you find your artists?
I did a Facebook Live. Basically, what happened was one artist that started couldn't finish. So I'm like, I want to finish it. I want it to be in time with the olive-based child, so it'll be for the adults and child at the same time. But it won't. It should take forever for a new person.
Right.
So I put Facebook. Any artists want to donate your work for my new project?
Wow.
I got so many. I made 5 books out of them. I have 3-volume Israel book that's coming out on what happened October 7th.
That's amazing.
And I took the artwork and put it in those books.
So how do you just give them credit?
Yeah,
That's all they want?
Yeah.
And you just, and that's it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
This was a fundraiser for Israel.
Right, right.
All right, so back to the story. What happened? When I asked her, anything in your childhood do you remember? Anything connected to nausea? She said, what do you mean? Well, actually, because she was argumentative. No, I had a baby and I was nauseous, and that's why. So then I asked her again, and she got irritated that I wasn't going to let her go. And so she said to me, well, actually, my mom used to force feed me till I was nauseous. She would not let me leave the table. I would be punished to stay, and she would gag me with the food when I was defiant. I guess she was defiant back then. And she didn't want. And then she would force her, and she'd get so nauseous. So I said to her, you see, you stopped davening, you stopped learning. Your faculty of imagination now is going back in time because the nausea that you had in pregnancy triggered the memory. It's called cell memory. It's there.
It's triggers,
But
yeah.
if our imagination is activated for Hashem, then it can't harness its...
The other one pushed on
Yeah.
to the back, what you were
She
saying.
started davening and learning. Nausea's gone in like a week and a half. She was 10 years agoraphobic, did not leave her house.
You gave me another realization. It's incredible. I don't know why, I don't know how, but there is a story about Rebbe. He once came, he was insisted that he would come to visit some person. He was visiting the old person, and when he came to the old, that person was practically incapacitated. He was just, or barely just like laying in the bed. And Rebbe started singing the nigun, and that person who was incapacitated, very old person, started getting up. And he was walking, and after that he was living for 22 plus years or so. He was living normal life for 22 extra years.
That was with meditation?
No meditations, nothing. Just a nigun. A nigun that
Must have had connection
just a melody.
Just the melody.
Just the melody, the music, yeah. And that music, it was when we opening up the Ark on Mondays and Thursdays and Shabbos, we're singing that melody. So Rebbe felt that person needed that melody in his life, and prayer is like a melody. And in that melody, in the nigun, then also hidden those words that we sing and all that stuff. So it revived the person, and the person was able to live for extra years.
In the book Inner Rhythm, Rabbi Hinson talks about why nigunim are so powerful. He says that nigun comes from, even like, you sing a song, a melody with baby, it's like our soul is used to the angels singing to us. But the yechida of our neshama, when we attach ourselves and are hearing or singing a nigun, we draw down the highest aspect of our soul, the yechida of the neshama. And the yechida of the neshama is like, can't exist near you with something negative. So it has the power, so that's why many of my clients who are severely depressed, they have mind issues, they can't concentrate, they can't even meditate. I can't even sit with them and do anything. I put music on, I put a nigun on,
Wow.
we dance.
Wow.
And then they wake up from their cloud, smiling, beaming, giggling, they can focus, then we sit down, we do a meditation. Then I do the brain training thing. And it's like, unbelievable transformation, because the nigun is activating the yechid of the neshama. And the yechid of the neshama is external. And negative emotions, diseases, whatever it is, it's external.
And the angels are singing the nigunim as well, right?
Yeah.
So that corresponds to the nefesh, to the olam hatikun tohu, and nefesh abahamis is again having the deja vu, I think, like you were saying before. There you go.
I have a question, practical question. So, I'm a psychiatric nurse. I work.
We have to talk.
I work.
You missed a lot in this class.
I did.
Oh,
I know. You have.
It's my first time putting
You
it out
have
there.
touched on it in the other
Yes,
class, and I
yes.
couldn't agree with you more. There are so many lost souls and
So
such
lost.
turmoil. It's not because they're crazy; it's because they feel too much and they don't
Yes,
know how to.
we just said
They
that.
don't know
We
how
just-
to deal with all that.
Yeah,
So
they're
they do
empaths.
they
feel.
they do self medication with drugs and alcohol and whatnot
Yes.
because they don't
We're talking
know
about it,
how
Exactly.
to.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with you. There's some really deep thinkers that these
Yes.
people have a lot of potential, but they don't necessarily know how to harness and how
Exactly.
to, So the point is, I wonder. You say that music has a lot of strength and healing. I knew that's my mode of coping. Music. That's how I know. I've always done it. And so my question is it particular to a Jewish soul that it's effective? Can I play Jewish music with Nigunim at the psychiatric ward? Will that kind of yeah?
And I have a question.
I mean, even these books that Goyim read,
Yeah.
they were actually healed.
Wow.
Like through the CBTT method, even though they're not Jewish, and even though they're doing prayers now, they're doing meditation, they're doing the learning Torah, and that's what we're supposed to do, the 7 Octave laws, and give it to...
Why, I have a question. Why Mozart's music is so powerful on me? I know by myself. It just turns me around. Why is that? He was German? Or what?
I don't know if it
Mozart.
was European for sure, but I don't know if it was German
Why
or
is it so
Berlin.
powerful? It just elevates my soul.
Well, first of all, science proves that music does something to your brain.
Yeah.
It's a happy chemical that and it does string your soul, like it does. But the Rebbe would teach us that for us, we don't want to attach ourselves to non-Jews that made music, even though we're feeling a little high and happy, because we're then attaching our soul to their soul because they made it. So, so I highly suggest the Nigunim because it'll take you even higher, and you'll attach to the Rebbe and the soul of the tzaddik who made those music. Because when you listen to music, this is Chassidus, that it actually affects you, and you attach your soul to that person who made it.
I
That's
know
why you have to
that.
be careful not to listen to it.
So will you share a soundtrack of the
Yeah, look at this
Nigunim?
Baal Shem Tov. Let's do it.
Can you share it with me?
Yeah. And you have my number?
I don't know.
Okay, let's figure it out. But I'm
I
gonna
know
play
the
it while
Jewish
we do it.
songs which my mother
I think I do have
sang.
Wait till you get
Always
from last
elevates me up.
Here.
She on all holidays she was
So
singing
text me and ask me and I'll send it to you.
Hanukkah.
I'll tell you in a second if I have your number. I think I do.
Do you like artwork? You're an artist. Like you appreciate art and beautiful things.
But you're amazing what you do.
By the way, I did my first art this year. I'll show you. I want to show you. Why it's not going on?
Who did this?
Me, it's my new book for children. Wait till you see the artwork. I mean, this is not my artwork, but it's my art I did. It's like going to the moon and the planets. Can you imagine how gorgeous? It's
And you
so
did the
stunning.
artwork?
Well, I described what I wanted in the book, but I'll show you my artwork one second. I haven't done it yet. I was so excited. I was supposed to teach a class, and there was an art class right Oh,
about the
hi.
windows.
I wanted to show
Yeah,
you the
yeah.
book. I know she's coming
I
back.
thought
But
What is it? Like
I
simultaneous?
don't
Oh,
know.
Tanya, I gave one to Shimona,
Yeah, I saw.
and another one I need for
Yeah, I
Tzipi.
will.
I don't have your number. I thought it. Okay.
This is a compilation
Oh my god.
of different artists. So this is my work.
Beautiful.
I need Tanya.
have a
Do
few
you have
pictures.
Tanya Motel?
Writer.
No.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy how this happened because I'll show you the first one I made. I'll show you. Wait, mine.
That's
This is
good.
also what I painted. I was in an art class and I was waiting to speak, and they just started when I was supposed to speak. You know, things don't go. So I'm like, oh, should I go back home? It's a whole hour. By time, 15 minutes, parking, 15 minutes. I'll have 15 minutes at home. So I said, you know what, I'll take this art class. And this is the first painting. It was like a miracle.
Wow.
It was a miracle.
Did they guide you, or
so
it was
what they,
just
she was guiding me how to do but she was showing how to use the brushes.
right?
And she said to do this, and she said to do that, and crazy. That's how it happened. Anyway, I was so excited because I always loved art,
Me too.
and like you know,
Okay. Let me
Wow,
have your
this is
number.
also
Rebecca.
interesting.
it's.
But I want one for
Yeah.
Tzipi,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
give it
No,
out.
I won't.
need to give
I
it to
promise you.
Tzipi.
Yes, I will.
So, and then for two, if you take, you don't take, and
We'll talk about it after.
yeah, I don't have credit
Yeah.
cash in
Yeah. It's
the only
okay.
good
We'll
thing I have
figure it
credit
out.
card.
Robertson, what's your number?
Oh, I was going to play the nigun over there, but it didn't. Miriam, 646
646.
243 0842. Did you take my number to send the?
I sent it to you. You didn't get it? I wonder.
Oh, okay. Oh, 248 is your number?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
so
one.
let me. Info. And what's your full name?
Reuven Kagan.
Oh, Reuven Kagan.
Yeah.
Create. That's the Baal Shem Tov nigun I wanted to play. Wait, where is it?
Wow.
Oh, finally.
I didn't know that you're a poet.
Thank you. Yeah, Baruch Hashem. I did a lot of the poetry by what rhymes with.
Right?
I said what rhymes with. Let's say a word I started, and then I would say what rhymes with, and then yeah. Baruch Hashem. Oh, sorry. What's your first name?
Reuven.
Reuven Kagan.
Yep.
Dr. Sani.
Wow.
So this is a nigun, the Baal Shem Tov nigun. Wow, Baruch Hashem. Wow. Anyway, so this is the power of the nigun. Baruch Hashem.
Beautiful.
Did you?
This is interesting. This has like the. It's not a flute.
Harmonica?
It's like it's not harmonica. It's like the the native, the Indians.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They do the wood.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
exactly what it sounds
Oh,
like.
wow.
Native American flute, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Wow.
No,
Oh,
it's
sorry.
very soothing.
Yeah, wow.
That's what it sounds like.
What are those names written here?
Those are the people who did the artwork.
Oh,
Some are mine, but
Oh,
most of them
I
are
see.
collected different
I
artists.
see. I thought it dedication or something.
No, yeah.
Just artists. Okay.
Each one is a masterpiece anyway. So we can do a meditation now, since this class is about brain training. So what's the idea of this power of our mind? Let's go a little into detail.
You are. I think. May I just say what I think, and then you go.
Yeah.
Is it? No, don't turn it off.
Just a little, maybe it's too loud.
Is it just like you're the master of your reality? Is the power of mind? You basically can Manifest. It's a new word that was very popular. Is manifest your own reality, kind of. So I think that is that where you're going.
Yes.
Okay. That's it. Go ahead.
From a Hasidic perspective, there was a story of a chassid that went around with three prongs on his Negel Masha cup. Everyone's like, why? Is this some Kabbalistic? Did you learn this? So he said, no, I just decided to do it this way to remind me. So he said, I learned that to get to access the power of your mind, you need to have three main components. Well, first of all, we know Chokhmah, Bin, and Das. But he said you need solitude.
You need what?
Solitude.
So, okay.
Solitude. To be by yourself. To shut everything out.
Yeah.
And to have deliberateness. Meaning to deliberately focus. It's called Eon. That's why you'll see Eon Tefillah.
Mm-hmm.
So that you really concentrate. Which is meditate. The Frierdiker Rebbe writes this story that why on the Nagelwasser? Because the Nagelwasser is taking the water of Torah and washing away the impurities so that you can act with pure hands. So that your emotions will allow you to act in a pure way.
It came to my mind, excuse me for interrupting, when men do kiddush, they try the wine to overflow the cup. Is that to
Exactly. To overflow your mind, overflow the blessing. Exactly. And why the separate hands? Why like this? Because
You receive. You open hands.
yeah, but you
receive.
would think you do like this. I don't want to waste the thing, but no, you do it like this to remind you the separateness of your hand is good. That gevura, which is distinctions and separations, is good because now you can use your hand, and so it reminds you that not to allow the negative in your life to bring you, right. That the gevura is good, and so that the overflowing, because your attitude that whatever is good is good from Hashem. Anyway, back to the story of the three. So the idea is the water is coming from above, right? It's from Hashem. It's in a keli. We have to build the vessel of davening to contain the water of Torah, so that we can pour the water of Torah into our hearts, so that it pours into purity of action. So the idea that the Frierdiker Rebbe brings is that calming the mind, getting away from the stimuli of the world, zoning in, focusing, taps into the power of your mind. And with the power of your mind, then action can take place. Because if your mind is all over the place, you're scattered, you're fragmented, it's not going to happen. You need to focus. There's such a power that's beyond limitations. God is infinite. We have infinite potential of being able to go beyond.
Is that what's called kavana? Is that the kavana or
Intention. That's why his bonanus has bina in it, because you're activating your intellectual power of bina, so that you can build a bridge. Boneh also is bina, a bridge between your brain and your heart. So the information doesn't stay here. You need it here to act in a good and holy way. If it's not here, it becomes a samtam, a perfect drug of a poison to make you arrogant, to separate and look down at people, God forbid. So, Dr. Sarah Lazar, in her book, and also there was a doctor, she wrote the 60-second fix. She's very famous.
Oh yeah, with the bat.
Yeah. There's so many stories how the brain, when relaxed, you can tap into the power of your mind to meditation, listening to nigun helps relax your body. Then your brain relaxes. Once your brain relaxes, then it can focus. Your brain is like a 3-year-old having a tantrum. I have too much on my list. Get away from me. I can't concentrate. Leave me alone with this new stuff. I don't want to learn another. I can't. My head is spinning. People complain to me. Can you just send me something 5 minutes? I can't read books. I can't. It's too much. I need something 5 minutes. I hear it over and over again because people's brains are mushy. They can't handle more stimuli. It's too much. The kasha that has to be right, and the children, and the electrician has to come, and the baby's crying, and the husband wants this, and then your emotions are it's all over the place. Scatteredness, fragmentation.
And your mind is racing.
And your mind is racing.
That's the concept of your mind.
Yes, your mushy mind, you have no control, and you have no shield to protect you from the Yetzer Hara. Your faculty of imagination snatched, and that's where OCD and repetitive thinking and like that. So, another idea is so important is that the Frierdiker Rebbe was once asked, do you daven with a minyan and do you follow the tzibur or you go on your own? He goes, I daven with tzibur. So every time the chassid saw he wasn't. He was going on in his own pace, lingering. He said, you told me you daven with the tzibur.
He has his own.
So he said, yeah, I do. Well, what do you mean? I see you're not. Do you know what the word tzibur means? Is to collect. When I daven, I collect my soul powers.
Oh, wow.
So they're all one. So they won't be all over the place and fragmented. So then your mind is wholesome. And the unity of your chokhmah, your bina, your das is together with your chesed and your gevur and your feres and netzach. Kind of like, the game plan of football players. They all huddle up. They're all together. And you this and you that. It's a oneness. It's not each separate entity on its own trying to be usurped and be the one to tackle you down. Yeah.
And the best team is the team of not individuals but the collective.
Collaboration.
Yeah. But ironically, those that happen by a tzibur, quorum of 10, sometimes it's just a lip service. And I gotta get there on time. I gotta get what's next? Okay, check. Gotta go. I'm almost like, don't do it. It's not. What is it worth?
By the way, we've gone way over the time I'm supposed to, but I don't want to take other people's.
There's nothing. There's nothing right now. I think it's lunch at 12.
So I just don't want to overstay, because we started at I think at 10. So let's do a meditation. And we'll see if there's nothing else. We'll definitely check. I just don't want to take away from who's supposed to.
Rabbi Katzin's walked but didn't talk.
And then after me,
Did he ever do
it's you, and then it's lunch.
Oh.
Didn't he take children out?
Huh?
Did Rav Katzin
Okay, so we have to have
After,
children.
maybe after, but when we first started walking at 10,
He walks and talks.
they were doing the promotional video with the photographer and the videographer,
But I
and
know
we
I would walk
walked
with you
behind
guys.
them, just
Where
as a
did you
group,
guys go?
and then they went off and we went off, and that's it.
Seals.
We got to walk, we got fresh air, we got to talk, let's go to see this.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah.
Miriam.
It's a work of a miracle.
So this is an adult.
Yes, but my grandson loves this book even more than the Aleph Beis Tanya because he's an artist actually. He made. Oh, I'll show you his artwork. It's so cute.
Maybe I'll get a book and have my artist child make some Jewish art for me.
This is my grandson, so he loves art already.
Nice.
How
Wow.
old is he? How old is he?
He was not even 3 when he made it.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Not even 3.
Wow.
Happens to be a rocket ship, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, let me put it in this book because we always do moons and he loves the planets.
This is more important than the picture itself. That you put it in the book.
Yeah, and I put it in the book. I'll show you. It's so fun. Hashem gave me the idea.
Wow.
This is his picture on the wall.
Wow.
So now he sees his picture in the book.
Very
Wow,
cool.
it's
How
wonderful.
old was he when he did this?
Almost 3.
He did this when he was
Yes,
3? You're
almost,
kidding
not
me.
even 3.
That's just crazy.
His family has a lot of art talent. His uncle is a very well.
It's good that the parents knew to give him the
Well, I
art supplies.
homeschooled him.
Did you?
Yeah, he's homeschooled him. And I love art, and I love all the Play-Doh.
That's amazing.
Sandy Leib started to draw pictures at 2 when he was 2.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah?
And I remember he was very little, and they have to change apartment to different apartment, and he was drawing everywhere.
On the
Till
walls?
now, anything he has paper and pen he draws. And when they live in apartment, they had to paint it because babysitter said, "What's the problem? Child likes to draw pictures." All the walls were in his pictures. They had to paint it before they moved.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, and till now, he had this. He's just amazing how
Reach for
he
that.
draws pictures.
Nice.
But he doesn't. What is important? His wife, Esther, we all recognize, except himself.
Creativity by saying,
He
"Put
does
that
it.
on the wall."
He just does it.
Wow, that's a lot of
all his
self-discipline
school
and
knows
self-restraint on the parents'
except
part.
he didn't touch
I don't know
other
if I could do
books.
that.
There. The rest of it, everything was in his pictures. I collected some. I have like this stuff. Excuse me. My allergies.
Something warm? Have something warm to drink? Что-то пьете теплое? Вы пьете теплое?
It's not the problem. It's problem that I can't talk because my phlegm, my allergies and sinuses, no water, nothing. Only Hashem will help me. Hashem, I will concentrate. I will do anything happy with my phlegm.
But it helps to take the allergy pill.
I
Allegra,
do.
something.
Nothing helps except